Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Generations. In the last episode, we got all the red rings of the modern era, and we have completely gotten every red ring in this game. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at the final challenge gates of this game. The first being here in Crisis City Act 1. This challenge right here, I absolutely love this challenge. This challenge is an homage to something you could do in Sonic 3. Sonic 3 being really my favorite Sonic game in the franchise. I love that they brought this concept back. At the end of every stage in Sonic 3, you could jump into this goalpost here whenever it fell down, and you would get power-ups if you hit it enough times. Well, for this challenge, you are guiding this goalpost all the way to a certain ring area right there, if you guys see. And that's pretty much the gimmick of this level. And once it lands there, then you can pass it in order to complete the challenge. I really like this challenge. These challenges are really fun to play. So if you guys, I would really suggest you guys play these challenges. Now we're going to be doing the next challenge gate, which is Vector Through the Storm. This one is another character-based challenge where we have Vector the Crocodile. He is going to be using we're going to be using him as a catapult, essentially. You push triangle and he will throw Sonic in the direction he's aiming at. So you have to sit there. It's kind of like playing Yoshi Story in a little way, whenever you're throwing eggs. But instead of Yoshi throwing eggs, you're having Vector throw Sonic. That's kind of fun. I kind of like this challenge. This challenge is fun. It kind of does remind me a lot of Yoshi Story in a little bit. I played Yoshi Story a lot when I was younger. But yeah, that's pretty much that in this nutshell. And then the final little throw right here. You throw it through all the rings and there you go. You succeeded. Now the next challenge is the Ring Time Challenge 2. We've already done the Ring Time Challenge in an earlier challenge gate. Pretty much we're doing the same thing. You have 5 uses of ring time, which you use to kill all these enemies and have them turn into rings. At the end of the stage, you need to have a certain number of rings in order to complete the challenge. So, right here we have to have 100 rings in order to complete the challenge fully. And here we go. This is what I did here at the very end of the challenge. I was like, oh, there we go. We got 100. I had 158 at the end of it too. Really, if you conserve your ring time use, it's really not that hard. Now, the next challenge right here, this is another doppelganger race. I'm not really going to go into the details of this. I'm going to say this right now. This was probably the worst run of this stage ever for me. I was not in a good mood that day when I recorded this. And you can obviously see, I got a D rank. But then again, look at my time. My time was terrible. But after we complete that, we have completed half of Crisis City area in the hub world. So now, without further ado, let's move on to the modern stages, Act 2. So right here, we're doing another doppelganger race right off the bat. Like I said before, I was doing really terrible on these doppelganger races for some reason. When I was recording this, I was having a heck of a time trying to record this. I don't know why. I guess it's just, you know, when you have a bad day, I guess you just have a really bad time trying to do anything right in games when you're playing and everything. And I was kind of having a bad day. I think I had a headache that day when I was recording this. But anyways, I got another D rank. Now we're doing this one. This one's called Switcheroo. Now this challenge right here, you have to hit a numerous amount of switches in order to progress. You have to really think your way through these switch panels right here. So you have to know which switch does which. It kind of really wants you to really think about it. That's why they said you have to use your brain power in order to progress through this challenge. But I like this challenge. The challenge is pretty fun. It's pretty creative, and I thought it was an alright challenge. But there we go, we got an A rank on that one. Now we're going to be doing another character one. We're doing Blaze Piercing the Flames. Now, Blaze is, what she's going to be doing is, we use the triangle button whenever we get close to a column of fire. When we push triangle, she gets rid of the fire. So you have to be careful there. This one's kind of an... I don't know. It's one of those challenges you have to be really careful about. And not only does she get rid of these columns, she gets rid of the enemies too. If there's an enemy close by and you push triangle, she will get rid of it. So, all in all, this challenge is not that bad. It's just, it's really time consuming sometimes whenever you're trying to go fast and then you have to stop and wait for the flame. But this challenge right here, you have to use these cannons to progress through the levels. So that's pretty much the gimmick of this level. Just follow the ring count, sit there and watch out for the obstacles that are in your way, sit there and be patient. But this one's this one's an alright challenge. I think this one is pretty fun. And also, when you go through these cannons, you do kill enemies. Yeah, that kind of showed you right there. You can actually kill those enemies when you do that. Then we got an A rank, and now we're doing the Power Stomp Challenge. Once we get this, we get a skill. We get the Power Stomp skill. Now, what the Power Stomp is it causes a shockwave whenever we stomp on the ground, and that will kill enemies like really fast. If there's enemies right next to you, you will, in fact, kill them. So that's really fun. See, watch this. Pow! Killed all those guys. And later in the level here, this one kind of forces you to use Stomp a little bit here. And I like the little challenge of the obstacles right here that you had to do. And you have to keep doing that. You have to do the Stomp right here in order to kill these guys. So there you go. That one was kind of a pitiful performance because I got a C rank, but eh. But after that, we have completely restored Crisis City in the hub world. So now it's a lot more colorful than it was before, and we unlocked a new skill in the shop. Yeah. So now we're moving on to Rooftop Run Act 1, and this one is another doppelganger race. Like I said before, there's not really much I could say much about these doppelganger races. We've seen they're apparent in every act. There's at least one in every act, so you'll be doing a race with a doppelganger through the stage. All in all, so it's really not that bad. And again, like I said before, I was having a heck of a time trying to get through these doppelganger races for some reason. Like I said before, I think I was having a headache that day when I was doing this because I just got another D rank. Whenever you see the rank is not there in the top right hand corner, that means you got a D rank. It just stopped counting after that point. Now this challenge, this one made my headache a lot worse. This challenge is really brutal. You wouldn't think it because it's really not that bad, but pretty much what you have to do for this challenge is you have to ride a bunch of balloons upwards in order to get to the goal post. Now, it's really, it seemed like it'd be a pretty easy concept, but the thing is about this, you're dodging so many obstacles while riding these balloons that if you die, you have to start all over again. If you guys see that, the S rank is 2 minutes 10 seconds. That's a long time. And this part especially, this is where I almost rage quit for the day. I was like, oh my gosh, seriously, quit shooting these things. I just now realized why I don't like this challenge so much is because you got this crap going on. But I finally got past it. But if you die, you have to start the whole challenge over again. There's no checkpoints. So, anyways, let's move on to the next one. This one's Dash Ring 1, 2, 3. We did a challenge similar to this earlier, I think, on the Dreamcast era. But pretty much what you have to do is you have to go through these orange rings, and you have to go through a certain number of orange rings in order to progress through the goalpost there. So I think it's like 55. Yeah, that says 55. So you have to go through 55 orange rings by the end of the stage. And I really like these challenges because they're really fun to play. I really like challenges that are really fun to play. And this is one of those. You just have to do that and you avoid all that. And you feel awesome because you avoided all that like the Matrix. But now, we're doing another character challenge gate. We're doing Charmy Don't Bug Me. This one is a little annoying. This one is really annoying in a way. As the title suggests, you have to avoid Charmy pulling these pranks on you. And some of these pranks, though, are not so bad, but there's some that are just plain like, dude, stop it, kind of thing. Like he'll bring those water barrels to kind of propel you upwards if you're trying to go upwards. But there's also ones where he opens up like little canisters that have little spike balls on them, and then they'll chase you, like right there. If you guys see these little canisters right here, there's little spike balls that'll chase after you, and it really gets annoying after a while. It's like, Charmy, stop it! Stop bugging me! And I can understand why the challenge is called Charmy, Don't Bug Me. And there we go, we got an S rank on that one. And now, this one, this is One Ring Challenge 2. Last time we did this was a long time ago. The first one we did a long time ago. You only have one ring, and you can only own one ring the entire challenge. So there's a lot of like bad obstacles that'll come over and try to make you lose your rings. So you gotta be careful, like right there. If you see, if it falls down. Yeah, right there. There'll be a spike coming over to... Smashy spike plates will come over and try and squash you. Make you lose your rings. But you just gotta be careful. It's really not that bad, but it's not as bad as before. I felt like the first one was a lot worse than this one. This one wasn't that bad. I only got an A rank on it too. And after that, we restored half of Rooftop Run. So now we have it half done. We're almost halfway there. We are halfway done with all the challenge gates now. And now moving on to Act 2. This is yet another doppelganger race. So pretty much you just have to blaze through the stage again, try to beat your doppelganger in order to pass the challenge, which is really not that bad. And as you guys can see, you could probably see another like a thin outline of another Sonic. Yeah, that's your doppelganger. I don't know if I mentioned that. If I did, alright, well, I mentioned it again. And like I said before, I was just having terrible time with these. Like, 324 is really not that bad, but I got a C rank. I was like, oh, jeez. Didn't thought I did that bad. But anyways, this is the Rooftop Rails. I actually really like this one. This is kind of a combination of City Escape and Rooftop Run. You're on a snowboard. You go through Rooftop Run on a snowboard. I like this. This is cool. And it's really, like, really interesting that they did this. Because I never really thought about going through, like, you really think about Rooftop Run, you wouldn't think about Rooftop Snowboard, if you catch my drift. See what I did there? Just said it was good. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, I got a B rank there. And now, let's move on to the next one. The next one is Endless Boost Challenge. I didn't cut anything from this challenge because this challenge is literally that short. Pretty much we have a skill here. It's called Endless Boost. We can boost endlessly. The problem with Endless Boost, we can't pick up rings with this. So you'll always have 0 rings, even if you are picking up rings. But it gives you the chance to have Endless Boost, so you can boost as much as you want. The only problem with this is you will die in one hit. So be careful about that. If you get this challenge, if you do this challenge and get it, and get the skill, and you want to use it during like a stage, I would be really careful about that, because having Endless Boost is nice, but not at the risk of dying in one hit, in my opinion. And then finally here we have a barrel ring bonus. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, bonus. Pretty much what we have to do is we have to get a certain number of rings in order to finish the challenge. We have to attack these enemies in order to make them burst through these barrels. And the barrels hold a lot of rings. So pretty much that's pretty much the gimmick of this level. You have to get a lot of these rings out of these barrels in order to pass the level. We have to get 250 rings, and right here there's plenty of rings here. So I don't really find that this challenge is too difficult. And there we go, we got an A rank. And I was cut short for time there too. If you guys saw the timer, there was only like 15 seconds left. But upon beating that one, we have fully restored Rooftop Run. So now we'll move on to Planet Wisp Act 1. Now the first challenge here is called With Our Powers Combined. Pretty much where you are going to be using all the elemental shields in this challenge. You have to kind of assess for what elemental shield is good for which kind of scenario you're in. Like right here, I was bouncing with a bubble shield because I needed to get up higher. Right here, there's fire column right there, so I need the flame shield in order to dash forward through it. Right there is an electrical field. I need to use the electric shield to get through that. Really, that's the whole entire gimmick for this whole entire challenge. And I like this challenge. This challenge is fun. It really, really is fun. So right here, you need the fire in order to get to the goalpost. So it's right there. Boo! Boosh! With a dash attack. And now we're going to be doing another character challenge, and I kept the whole entirety of this challenge in because I got really lucky here. I'm going to say this right now. I got really lucky here. We're racing Blaze. We have to touch her with... We have to actually kind of like attack her in order to complete the challenge. I completed this challenge in 12 seconds. On the timer, that is. Not in like real time. See, I catch her right here. There, I won. I like really, really did good on that time right there. And now we're doing another one of these goalpost challenges. I was really surprised because I have 2 of these in this era here. So pretty much like we did before, we have to go through the sign here, jump into the sign to make it go forward. And we're guiding this goalpost all the way to the end of a circle, like a little circle area, and make it land in that little area right there, in order for us to go past the sign right there. And with that, voila, we went past it, and we succeeded and got an S rank. So now another one here is another doppelganger race. Doing doppelganger races on Planet Wisp is brutal. Because the stage itself is the longest level in the game, and you're like, I don't want to do a doppelganger race. I already went through the stage like 5 times already, and it's like, this stage takes forever. But without that, it's really not that bad. I make it seem like it's worse than it actually is. It really isn't. I had fun. I have a fun time playing through Planet Wisp stages. But I managed to get an S rank on it. S rank was like 6 minutes, which I was really surprised about. And then finally, we have Rescue the Animals 2, which is kind of like what we did in Seaside Hill, where we had the challenge of opening the capsules where the animals were, so we can actually go and free them. But another gimmick that's added to this is we have the gigantic machine that drops bombs on top of us, dropping bombs on us. At the same time, whenever we're trying to free these flickies and animals and stuff like that. But pretty much we have to have 100 animals by the end of the stage in order to progress through the goalpost and actually succeed at this challenge. It's really, it even added with the hazard that's added in this challenge, it really isn't that bad. And with that, we have completely, well, not completely, we've done half of the challenges in Planet Wisp. So now it is 50% done. Now the first challenge here in Planet Wisp Act 2 is Action Master. All the actions that Sonic learned in Act 2, we have to use the skills here. So right here, right off the bat, we have to use Lightspeed Dash. And then come over here, we have to use a stomp thing. And then right here, we have to do the wall kicking. So pretty much all your all the actions that you learn in the Act 2 stages, you have to do here. So you have to be really, really good with these abilities here. And then do Lightspeed Dash. And land right here in the gold ring. And then we've completed. I got a B ring on that one. That wasn't really that bad. And now we have another character one here. We have Charmy, high in the sky. Pretty much we have to use Charmy here to guide us over these bottomless pits with his wind attack right here. If you call him with a triangle, you can call him to do a wind-based attack, a cyclone attack, to kind of help us go navigate through these bottomless pits segments here and kind of climb upwards in a way. And then it gets really complicated towards the end here because you have to avoid all these little spike balls along with the missiles, and it kind of gets really, really tough. Like, I tried jumping over here, and I managed to barely, by the skin of my teeth, I barely got past that. And then we have another doppelganger hit race here with the next challenge gate, which this is the final doppelganger race in the game, folks. And it's Planet Wisp Act 2. I like replaying the stage, though. This stage is a really fun stage to play through again. And I gotta see, and right here, this is that segment I told you that you could get stuck on. If that wall falls down on you, you will die. So be careful about that. Don't run your risk of running into that problem like I did. And like I said before, I was doing really terrible with these doppelganger races. But there we go. And then the final challenge of this game is the Orange Rocket Blast-Off Challenge. For this one, we have to use the Orange Rocket in order to get through these blocks right here, in order to progress through the level. And it can kind of get kind of annoying a little bit whenever you're trying to do it, because some of these blocks actually move, like this right here. At the very end, you actually have to make sure you hit your rocket at the right time. See, I just barely missed that. And then finally, third time's a charm. Booyah, I got through it. And there you go. That one, it can get really tricky. But with that, we have completely finished all the challenge gates in this game. And with that, we have restored everything in the hub world. And with that, we have completely finished all the challenge gates. Now, what you can do after you beat the challenge gates is, like I said before, you can ring these little bells right here in order to get artwork, in order to get music. Like that gigantic yellow one was a music piece. I mentioned that before. And that's how you 100% all the art gallery and everything. That's how you do that. But pretty much, we have completely restored the entire hub world. So right there, that blue one was an artwork, so I would have picked that up later. But anywho, in the next episode of Let's Play Sonic Generations, we are going to come over here and put the Chaos Emeralds into the gears here in order to progress to the final area. So, the next episode will be the finale of Sonic Generations. So I will see you guys in the next episode.